Hello, it's me, Jess. Welcome to my channel. I'm here with another channeled message. This is a specific message. It might resonate with you, it might not. All right, so I'm picking up on a person that is feeling very remorseful about the way they treated you in the past. This person is filled to the brim, I just heard, with shame, guilt, remorse, sadness, and regret about the way they treated you, about the way that they handled a particular situation here. I just heard karmic crossroads between the two of you. I just heard this person say, I wish I opened up to you when I had the chance. For others, I'm hearing, I wish I was open to you when I had the chance. But going back to that, like, I wish that I would have opened up to you whenever I had the chance. I'm hearing you were right there. I could have just started a conversation. We could have hashed this out. We could have just had that conversation. I feel like this person could have been avoiding that. They were trying to hide something here from you or from someone else in the past, because I'm seeing this person try to like dust away their fingerprints. So they wanted to seem like they weren't involved in something, or they weren't at that location at that current time. Like, they were trying to hide something here. So I feel like it restricted this person. It held them back to where they didn't initiate a conversation that they, in hindsight, realized that they should have, and that would have been preferable to them. And this does actually have empathy mixed in with it, because I'm hearing like that would have changed the outcome or like the situation between the two of you. But also, this person recognizes that they kind of left you to deal with this alone. They left you to just take something like right on the chin. And I just heard spiraling. So I feel like you could have been spiraling here in the past, like mentally, because of what this person did to you, or because of how this person treated you. And it made you feel unworthy, and it made you feel unsafe, and it made you I'm just seeing you depressed, honestly. Like, I'm seeing you crying in your bed, like the covers up to your chin, like just it made you turn in on yourself and like isolate in on yourself. This person is seeing that now. I also feel like there's some version of this energy that's turning in on this person, because I'm hearing the word purgatory. I feel like whatever this person did to you in the past, or a situation that this person just like shoved in your direction, and then you were just like, I just heard like your mouth was open and you just like, and you had to deal with that. There was some kind of purgatorial energy because this person did not initiate the conversation that they should have. And because this person did not step up, I'm hearing be a man, take accountability. They just left you to just be the only person dealing in some kind of emotional grief. And this person feels like they checked out of this situation. I kind of think this is a habit. There's some kind of addictive energy, but this is like coping and it's distraction. So with whatever their chosen addiction is, it doesn't have to be a substance, but I think for a lot, it is, because this person sort of uses people or things in order to maintain their own internal stability. I think this person's having to learn something about that now. But I'm hearing, my God, I had the chance. Like, I really wish that, I'm hearing like you were right there. I could have just started the conversation with you about it. And even if, and I also heard, I wish I was quiet. Like, I wish that I started the conversation, I was just quiet, and I let you get off your chest whatever you need to get off your chest. I let you tell your side, because it feels to me like this person was scared of your version. They were scared of your side, but they had no idea how the suffering and the pain, they weren't thinking about that. This person really strikes me as like a 7-year-old that doesn't want to be grounded, and it's very selfish and it's very mature. I think this person is honestly like realizing some version of that, but they're saying like, I wish I would have started the conversation. I wish I would have just been quiet, because even if you screamed, even if you yelled, even if you cried, even if you were confused, they're like, I could have cleared certain things up that wouldn't have had to ferment and like just compact down and just cause so much more strife and pain. Because this person caused you some kind of strife or pain, but it's like it caused you infinitely amounts more that they didn't do what they needed to do in this situation. Or I'm hearing, I could have just texted you to come right over. Like, this person wishes that they just would have cleaned up their mess and like dealt with it like in the actual moment. And they're showing me this like karmic crossroads. But what's interesting to me is that I'm seeing another karmic crossroads, like right behind it, because there was actually two, where this person originally did the effed up thing that they did to you, or like with somebody else that then impacted your relationship or tanked your relationship. That was the original karmic crossroads. But it's interesting that this person is not zeroing in on that. Like, I wish I would have done that different. I think that feeling is there. I think they're peeling back the layers of the onion. And I do think this person feels subservient to some kind of addictive energy. It's like they feel like they couldn't have controlled themselves, or they couldn't have prevented that from happening because of some kind of like internal weakness, where this person has to grab on to whatever that addictive energy is, like kind of to cope. And I feel like there was kind of like a trigger, and I'm not excusing this. It was an emotional trigger in the past that this person had some kind of anxiety here about. and it had something here to do with a suitor. This person wants to suit you. For some of you, like they wanted a relationship with you, but they were maybe afraid that there was another suitor. So then they jumped in schmegulally with someone else because they lack coping skills. But for others of you, I don't know. There's some kind of like disguising here. So that's that original crossroads moment. And this person has yet to really like unpack that far back. There's a lot of work for them to do around that original karmic crossroads. But it's interesting to me that as it stands, this person's kind of fixating on the second karmic crossroads, which is how, okay, so you've already did this messed up thing. I wish I would have handled it differently. And I feel like this person had a karmic crossroads. They had a decision to make. And I feel like this person made you feel like you weren't important and that they were unbothered by the situation, that they just did whatever messed up thing this was. And then they just moved happily on with their lives. But really this person was in some kind of state of anxiety about it. They really were thinking that they owed you a conversation or that they would like to have a conversation. But I'm seeing this person try to dust it off, like try to act like maybe, oh, this is casual, this is no big deal. Because they were, honestly, they were so focused on their own feelings around it. Like, oh, well, that wasn't a big deal to me, so therefore it's not a big deal. Instead of saying like, they knew the whole time that there was a potential that this was a huge deal for you. They were in denial. That's what I'm hearing. They were just in denial. They were trying to bury their head in the sand. The enormity of dealing with how badly they wronged you, I think scared this person like away. But again, I can see this person trying to like remove their fingerprints from having done something wrong instead of just fessing up, owning up to it. And that goes into, let me just finish that thought. Like, I just think it's interesting that they're focused in on that first karmic crossroads. I mean, not that they shouldn't, because again, I feel like they're peeling back the layers of the onion, but they really wish they handled the aftermath differently, the conversation differently, the choice differently, because they feel like that would have changed everything. And like I said before, there is empathy wrapped up in that, because they feel like it could have changed the outcome of the situation. Like it could have preserved your relationship. They could have potentially gone into a relationship with you if that was the issue, but also that you wouldn't have been suffering in silence. And like I said, I do feel karmically this energy is turning on them, because there's something here about a purgatorial period where you were just left to spiral and like feel that acute pain, like kind of in no man's land on your own. This person's now feeling that, and it has to do with this apology, because it feels like it would take the pot off the lid, or I mean it would take the lid off the pot for this person to just get this off their chest, for them to apologize to you. But again, that's more selfishness, because this person didn't want to do it when it would have actually removed pain from you. Now I feel like there's distance here, because they feel restricted in this apology energy. Very karmic, because it's putting this person in the purgatory energy. They wish that they could apologize. They wish that they could just spill their guts and show you their like vulnerable side and like confess, because this person had tender feelings in some way, whether it's insecurity, whether it's vulnerability, whether it's crush energy towards you. I just heard for some of you, this person was trying to, like, they didn't want you to feel like the one, like you were the one. They didn't want that. It was too intimidating for them or something, but they really actually had these like very special feelings for you. So this person now wants to spill their guts, but it's just to get all of this off of their chest, and Spirit's not really letting them do that, because they didn't allow you to do that in the past. So there's some kind of like, see what you did, asshole, like kind of, thing here. They want to apologize, but I feel like for a lot of you, this person feels like you wouldn't hear them out. You could have this person blocked. You don't want to hear it. The pain that this person caused you is like, they are the ones that caused you that pain. They're also the ones that are causing themselves this pain, this person's inability to cope. They're, you know what I'm saying? So there's also could be some kind of distance from like the original sin or like the original action, and you've had to kind of heal on your own. So this person feels like it would just be like reopening a wound that you already had to heal on your own, just to like dump salt in it for their own like selfish, I need your reassurance, I need your validation, I need you to tell me this is okay, when you both know damn good and well that it's not okay. So this person needs you to perform like, oh, like it's okay, I forgive you. And like, yeah, you can forgive this person, but it's like really actually not okay what they did. So let's not have that conversation. Like, it's something here like that. Yeah, there's some kind of distance here. But this apology has to do with some kind of strictly sexual energy that either they did to you, they jumped in quickly with you. And there's a couple groups, like if this person, if that was the case where this person jumped in quickly with you, made you feel like a piece of meat, put you in some kind of category here, which you shouldn't do with your human being. They should have shoved you in that category, but I digress. So if this person, like it made it seem like it was strictly sexual between the two of you, jumped in like very quickly, there's some kind of unsatisfactory energy around this. I think for some, this person wanted more with you, but they couldn't like articulate that. That's for some. For others of you, this person was in a relationship with somebody else and they didn't tell you about that for some of you. And they were trying to hide the fact that they were in a relationship from you. And then they were trying to hide you from this other person. Because I keep seeing this person try to clear their fingerprints off of stuff, just deeply malicious and ass hattery, is what I'm hearing, kind of behavior. So that is for some. And I think this person did end up breaking their own heart because they were actually like into you, or they could have like actually ruined a relationship. They want you to know that they got karma, like whatever this was. But there's also potentially a strictly sexual experience where this could have been a friend and they jumped in with you, and they could have traumatized you for some. Like you were in some kind of state where you were feeling low. They jumped in with you when they should not have. They should have been like a friend or something like that. And then as you started to heal from whatever that situation was, you realize like how nasty this person is. So they could have literally traumatized you. Also for some, I'm getting like, it was not a good time for you, but this person misread that because, I don't know, they are so insecure. Like they're so insecure. So they couldn't realize that you didn't have a good time. I'm flashing to this like TikTok that I saw of a man. He was sitting in his car and he was kind of trying to humble brag. And he's like, tell me why, like, after you do it with a lady, like she immediately wants to go at it like again. And to my absolute adoration, it was the men in the comment sections that were like, who's gonna tell him? And I was like, okay, maybe there's hope for humanity. And they were like, none of these women are coming, honey. that's what it is. Okay. Like they're not, you're unsatisfactory. So there could be something here where, but it's like just to bolster their ego, and they really, they're just insecure like that person, and they're in a state of regret about that. And I think it leads to some kind of epiphany moment, and it leads to some kind of spiritual awakening that you were not pleased, in that particular, situation. For others of you though, if you were the relationship, or this person wanted a relationship with you and they jumped in with someone else, again, there's like unsatisfactory energy because they didn't get what they wanted, which was a relationship with you. And I also just feel like it's like they broke their own heart. But I also feel like, yeah, that wasn't, if you're in your head about that, I wouldn't be. I don't think that it was anything to be worried about. But this person is basically getting some kind of karma. I think for a lot of you, this has to do with a legal issue, which for most of you might have to do with like divorce court. It could have to do with child support for some of you that's somehow linked to this strictly schmegdual experience. So if you're in a relationship, you guys could be getting a divorce, or their partner could be getting a divorce with them. They could have created a child here. I just heard out of wedlock. They could have created a child here out of wedlock. Now they have some kind of legal binding contract where they have to give over money, pay child support. So they got their karma in regards of that. I can see though that there's some kind of hindrance around the apology because of some kind of legal issue potentially for some. So like if you were a relationship and now you're getting a divorce with this person, it's like all this person wants to do is rush forward to you, apologize to you, pour their guts out to you, tell you how sorry they are. But it could be that their lawyer was like, we don't do it right now. Like we're in the middle of this case. This could be used against you. So this person has to like kind of keep quiet. They do want you back. Somebody here realized like the grass was not greener. Let me just finish my thought here. So that's like on one kind of thing. For others, what this person did to you was of such a caliber. Oh, but I'm hearing, what is it? It's like, count one, count two. It's like very legal in my mind. Like, okay. Like murder one, murder two. I can't think of what that's called right now. Statutory degrees, like first degrees, like it's very legally. So maybe this person wants to apologize, but whatever they did was so bad that it's like a crime, or it could be considered a crime. So this person like doesn't want you to suffer emotionally, and they weren't trying to be a sadist, and I don't think that they were trying to be a criminal, but it doesn't change the fact that they did something actually criminal that they could potentially face legal proceedings for, especially if they were to open up to you and confess and say like, hey, I did this or I did that, and I'm so like sorry. This person doesn't want to like catch a case, is what I'm hearing, like end up in court, have like given over some kind of evidence. So it's like this person wants to apologize but they feel like they can't because that's a real piece of shit. I just want to put it out there. That's a real piece of shit. And I'm sorry if you've gone through something here like that. But yeah, there's some kind of karma that this person is now receiving. For some, they messed up a relationship with you, and whoever they moved on with after you is a karmic. They're getting treated in a similar way than they treated you. They realized the grass wasn't greener. For some of you, they tried to choose somebody that was the Queen of Pentacles. So somebody for money. They thought that that was going to be the way. It's a strong compartmentalization energy where they were trying to get their needs met. Like if this is your scenario, where they were trying to get their needs met, but it's not through Libran energy, cooperation, relationship, building. I toss you the ball, you toss me the ball. I toss you the ball, you toss me the ball. If I have a need, I speak to you about that need. We try to figure out a way that works for both of us to meet that need. If you have a need, you speak to me about it. We figure out a way that works for both of us in order, that's partnership. They weren't trying to do that. They were trying to get their needs met in this very strategic, selfish, compartmentalizing way. So it's like, okay, well, I'm going to attach myself to this person who has a good house and can provide for me in such and such way. And that put the blinders on them where they were like, they tried to force this into some kind of strictly sexual category. That's going to relate here to some of you. And I am getting that. This goes back to like this person feels like they had a blinkered view. Because I think for a lot of you, you are the Queen of Pentacles. I think this person saw you as the Queen of Wands. And they actually liked the thought of having you on their arm or like showing you off. And they had a lot of pride around that. But it was around the schmegdual experience and like the schmegdual conquest here, something like that. For some of you, they thought that jumping in with somebody was going to make a Queen of Pentacles, which is you, chase after them or want to compete. But competition is kind of fiery, so that's a Queen of Wands might, but Queen of Pentacles isn't going to compete. She's going to sit in her own like abundance, and so this person could have misread you. But I feel like there's this blinkered perspective that this person had of you where they were seeing you as a Queen of Wands, but they're realizing now that you had all like that there's so much more to you, you have so much more, like I'm hearing gifts and potential personality traits that this person was just so single-mindedly focused on one of them. Or if this happened when you were young, then, because in the zodiac, fire moves to earth, moves to air, moves to water. Like, so you were maybe the Queen of Wands, but I'm hearing they weren't even giving you that. They weren't even giving you queen status. They could have thought that you were the Knight of Wands or that you were the Page of Wands. But I'm really getting that you were the Queen of Wands. So that's part of the misunderstanding here as well. There's a real misunderstanding of your level of functioning and like where you really are. And it has to do with this categorization function and trying to relate to a category. Anyways, that fire energy moves over to earth. So it's like, yeah, you're the Queen of Wands at that point in time. But time marches on, like seeds grow into trees, so that was the seed of you, and of course you were going to grow into the Queen of Pentacles, but one that is fiery to them, has that little spice that they like, has that uniqueness, that personality, that all those fire traits that they like, the charisma, the schmegduality, the chemistry, but that's going to solidify in your everyday, like your Queen of Pentacles. It's going to be your version of a Queen of Pentacles. So there's a lot of misunderstanding, and this person is in regret about the way that they treated you. They're realizing just how valuable you are, like that you were always that person and that it was a them problem, that they didn't see you that way. For some of you, this person has children and they're looking at their child and they're in such regret. They are so scared that someone's going to treat their child the way that they treated you. And they just wish that they could usher some kind of an apology, but they want you to know that the grass was not greener. You deserve better. For some, this person was scared that you had a better option, either that they could see around you and that they misunderstood and that also they didn't have a conversation with you about. That could be another thing. Because this person regrets not having a conversation. For some, I'm hearing it's conversations plural. They wish they just would have a lot of this could have been avoided if this person could have just stepped to you. I just heard like a man and had a conversation like a man, given you your choice like a man. Like, I'm just hearing that. So, yeah, instead of keeping this buried, they also wish that there's some kind of support here. Maybe it's financial support. So this person could have, maybe they wanted protected. Maybe they wanted to support you financially. They feel like that would have protected you in some way. Or for some, maybe this person was struggling financially and that's why they jumped in with somebody else, because they needed some kind of financial support in order to protect them. They could have been using that to protect their heart from this new love, true love kind of energy that was coming. Yeah, they were just in denial. I'm hearing I was just in denial. But yeah, there's a lot of regret here. Yeah, they just wish that they would have. Okay, so I didn't finish that thought. So this person, they wish that they would have had a conversation with you about a potential suitor here, what you felt about that person, what was actually going on about that person, just to get it out, just to figure out what it was. Again, so that would have opened up a different crossroads. Okay, so what do we do about this? Kind of thing. I'm strongly getting that because this person's into you. They wish that they would have told you or showed you, but instead this person just had anxiety. But for others of you, they didn't even see somebody around you. They just assumed that somebody else was going to come snap you up that had more to offer. But they didn't, all this was going on in their head. It's like this person was just having conversations with themselves and acting like it was you. I just heard they're not the final authority on you because they didn't ask you. They could have been trying to ask your friends or something. Like they tried to shuffle around this and they should have just asked you. You're the authority about your feelings. You're the authority about your values. You're the authority about your past. You are the authority in your life. And this person, they did not do that. This person is trying to stabilize some kind of addiction. Maybe they feel like they've gotten whatever addiction this was that caused them to act out under some kind of control, or they're like stabilizing. I think this person wants to be friends. I don't think that's on the table with you, to be honest, for most of you. I don't think you're interested in that. I just heard I don't have friends that treat me like that. But for some of you, it might be I'm really strongly getting an opposition to this from your energy, but this person fantasizes about being your friend, goofing off, laughing with you, because this is some really seriously heavy energy that this person injected into, I think, an otherwise sweet connection, like an otherwise playful connection. And they potentially got what they wanted here, but this is not so easily undone. And I do think it's a bit of a fantasy that this person wants to go back to the way that things were, or they just want this to be like jovial or lighthearted. It's really rich of this person to do this kind of shit to you and then be like, and I want to go back in the day when we were just goofing off and things were simple. It's going to take time and it's going to take investment. And I think this person might be learning about investment, like in a relationship, because people have a choice as to whether or not they want to invest or not, in terms of their time and their effort and their energy and all the sacred calories that we try to consume. And it is limited and we only have a certain amount of time in a day. You know what I'm saying? It's like this person may be faced with, I think your rejection. I think you felt rejected by this person in some way in the past. Your humanity was rejected, everything that you could bring to the table. And now I feel like this person's kind of feeling that like, well, I could be everything. I just chose to not be everything, but I could be everything. And so again, this energy is turning around on this person. And I feel like they're just in regret. They are in regret. I just saw like capital RE : like, they want to maybe send you an email or like some kind of like typed out something here, like, in association with this particular experience, like per this, I don't know. I kind of think they want to put it in writing. They want to have integrity. They want to show you their integrity. In terms of some kind of decision. They're longing for you. They feel like they're going through some kind of an awakening process. I feel like that something happened to this person. They had an epiphany about the way that they treated you. For some, they have, I'm hearing they have a daughter and their daughter went through something. Ooh, for some of you, I'm hearing will go through something. So for some of you, maybe this hasn't happened yet. And for some of you, the fact that they're processing this, for some, there's some kind of karmic, I don't know. It could be that the soul that they have as a child or something also has something to work out in this regard. But I think that potentially, if this is her father and her father's processing this soon enough, then he may get his head on straight and the conversation he wants to have with you will turn into some kind of age-appropriate conversation that he's going to have with her, and he'll be able to save her from something. And that's part of like a karmic rebalancing. Or if he has a son, he can talk to his son and be like, listen, you little shit. You have an emotional issue, you need to be paying attention to it, and you do not take it out on women's bodies, and you do not take it out on their hearts and souls. You need to be able to have women as friends, and you need to be able to see women as people, kind of a thing. So they might be putting an end to some family curse energy, but I don't know if that's a comfort to you. But I think, because I honestly think that you were left alone to close out your end of the karmic cycle, which is why this is actually tipping on their other part, onto their side of it. You've done it's like your entire scale. Like nobody helped you balance out your scale except for you. And so now this person has to balance out their scale because the universe had to push this person like into taking accountability. So anyway, somebody here is feeling very regretful about the way that they treated you here in the past. And they really do feel into you. They know that you have good vibes. You're a positive person. You have really good chemistry here between the two of you. This feels like on a lot of levels too. This feels like friendship, because I'm seeing two people hug, so if it was, they tried to act like you were just a piece of meat, like this person, even if you guys know that this should have never happened, like we don't belong together like that. It's like this hug thing. It's like, I wish that I could be in your life as a friend. Like this feels right to me, and I wish that you knew that I was here to support you, like in your life. But I realized I've done so much damage that now I can't be in your life in the way that I should be, Anyways, I'm gonna leave that there. If that resonates, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye guys.